I kind of bought my dream car.
This is a 1993 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and the reason I say it's kind of my dream car is because I haven't been looking at Jeeps specifically. I've just been sort of looking for something capable to bring me around and take me wherever I want to go, basically, and be able to convert it in the back with like a sleeping option and like kitchen and stuff like that. An overland type vehicle, basically. And about 2 months ago, I stumbled upon a Jeep Grand Cherokee on Facebook, and I was like, whoa, that looks like a very cool car. Like, it caught my eye. So I started doing a little bit of research, and I almost bought it, but just when I had done enough research and talked to enough people to sort of make the decision, it got sold. And then it's been sort of a battle trying to get a hold of one of these cars. Kind of funny story about this one specifically. I got in touch with the previous owner about 3.5 weeks ago, and the Jeep looked nice and it ticked off a lot of things that are important to be ticked off on a Jeep. Like the rocker panels had no rust in them, the transmission works fine, and like a lot of things just worked fine. Things that are important for them to work, otherwise it's not like a viable buy, basically. So I was just about to book my train ticket and figure out all of the logistics, because he lives 7 hours north of me, and all of a sudden he was like, yeah, we'll see if it's still here. A friend of mine is gonna buy it. We'll see if the transfer goes through or whatever. And I was like, okay. And then he ghosted me and it was gone. And I was kind of bummed out about it, but a couple of days later it showed up on Facebook again, and it was a different owner, so I figured this was his friend, and he wanted quite a bit more for it. The first owner and I had already agreed on a price, which was 25,000 Swedish crowns, which is, I don't know, around $2,500, I guess. And it was on Marketplace again for 45,000. And I was a little annoyed to like see it on there again, so I just wrote to this owner, not rudely, but I just went like, I'll buy it for 25,000, like I was about to do this weekend. He was not at fault, obviously, but I just kind of threw it out there because I figured he wouldn't accept it anyway. But interestingly enough, he was like, let me think about it. And then a couple of days went by and he reached out to me again. Then we sort of agreed on a price and we ended up at 26,000. It was a 12-hour train ride for me. The train left at 3 and arrived around 12 p.m. He picked me up, I test drove it a little bit, and that was kind of that. I mean, I was committed already. I'd just been on a 12-hour train ride, so I wasn't really going there and not driving it home, basically. And I bought it, and now it's mine. I drove it home. It was like a 7+ hour drive, and it did beautifully. No problems at all. Not along the way, anyway. Like I'm sort of realizing as I go that it does have quite a few things that sort of need to be looked at. So in the upcoming months, I'll be doing these sort of Jeep Chronicles where I'm dealing with issues that are already known, as well as building it out to be an off-road camper, basically. One of the first issues is this. Whenever you open any of the doors when the car is off, there's this ticking sound. I think it's a relay of some kind that needs fixing, but we need to deal with that. Here's the next issue. This handle is, it still works, the door. Well, it's locked now, so it's not gonna work, is it? But it works. I just need to sort of figure this handle out. The hood, I don't know if I'm gonna fix right away because it's just aesthetics, but it's lost its clear coat and it's got some rust and stuff. Looks pretty cheap, but I think for now it'll be on the back burner, kind of. I want to mount some, I guess, extra headlights here so I can see a little bit better, because, one second. Yeah, these are kind of bad, and they're also very yellow. This one more than that one for some reason, so I guess I'll be switching the light bulbs out, maybe. And the headlights, yeah, I mean, they're okay. They got me home on my drive. It did get dark, and I was driving in the dark for like 4 hours or something, and it was fine, but we definitely need a little bit more light. There's a couple of, cables kind of hanging out, looking a little not great. Same over there. This one's kind of loose. Another aesthetic issue is this part right here. They've been fixing rust and haven't painted over it. I'm gonna try to get a hold of some green Jeep paint and kind of fix that, and maybe look at the hood at the same time. This tint here is very cheaply made, and I don't know, I might get rid of that one right away. Another aesthetic issue though, I think I do want tinted windows eventually, but this just looks kind of cheap. Back here we've got a couple of things. The roof is kind of sagging, and I'm going to see what I can do about that. It is missing this sort of plastic piece here though that holds this up. So if I can find something like that, then that could be fixed pretty quickly. And then we've got, like, I don't know, this needs to be covered, needs to be cleaned up and stuff. But ultimately, the plan, is obviously to be able to sleep in it. So back here, I'm basically just gonna sort of clean it out a little bit, and then I'm gonna be building a platform here where you can sleep. I think I'm gonna remove the seats completely so you can sleep properly. I've actually never laid it. I don't know if that's the word, but you get the point. Luckily, I am a pretty short guy, almost 5'7", 169, 170 centimeters, and I think I'm gonna fit pretty perfectly in here. It is pretty nasty in here, so I don't love this, but so comfy. Yeah, I mean, if I remove the seat here, I think it's gonna be fine. You can always move the front seats up a little bit, so yeah, I don't see a problem with it. And I'm gonna build it above the, I'm coming out. So the plan is to build the platform right above the wheel well, which is gonna leave enough room underneath for storage and stuff. And yeah, I think it's gonna turn out really well, actually. Haven't really looked inside of it yet in this sense. Like, this is the first time I'm kind of looking at the sleeping situation and stuff, and yeah, I think it's gonna turn out real good. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. Like I said, this is my dream car in a way. I've always wanted a car that's super capable and always ready to go camping and, you know, going a little bit off-roading with it when you need to. And yeah, I think this is it. I've got a couple of more issues with it that are more sort of heavy, I guess. When you're driving and you're pushing the gas, it makes this sort of humming noise, which is kind of worrying. I've asked around and people are saying different things, so I need to figure out what that is. The steering, when you're doing tight steering, like around a parking lot or something, kind of jumps a little bit, and it feels like the wheels are touching, like getting pinched in the car, but they're not. So that's another issue. The humming and that might be the same issue though, according to some people, but we'll see. I need to figure that out. Sort of the one thing I'm not super excited about. I thought the car was perfectly fine to drive, but yeah, it is what it is. It's an old Jeep. I need to start learning how to work on it because it's gonna need work as I own it, and I'm ready for that. But besides that, it's mostly aesthetic things and, you know, figuring out the sleeping situation and the kitchen and storage, and I'm super excited about it all. It is currently March 19th, so it's like the perfect time of year to get started on this, and it will be ready by late spring, early summer, and throughout the summer and fall, and I'm just so excited about it. I'm so excited. So this is going to be sort of an ongoing series where I'm slowly but surely restoring and upgrading the Jeep, and yeah, I'm pumped.